All right, welcome to a special holiday study session. So last session, I figured out how to convert a MVPN into an EVPN. Just kind of use the question mark, use the help apropos, that sort of thing, just to figure it out on my own. And it was a success. It was not easy going. There was a part where I felt like I couldn't do it, but I just kind of took a moment and kind of calmed down my mind and thought about it. And I saw in the routing table that it only had entries for itself. It did not have entries for the other side. So I thought, well, how is it going to get the entries to go to the other side? An export policy, a routing policy that exports those routes out. So I was able to come up with that routing policy pretty easy, and that was the final solution, at least as far as getting pings from one PC to the other across the entire topology. Now, if the test wants me to do more than that and have special metrics, have special specific options configured, that's where I could lose some points, but I'm feeling pretty confident in being able to take pretty much anything and just like kind of calm my mind, think about, you know, what makes sense, do some reconnaissance commands, sort of like show commands, show routes, use the help apropos, and I'm feeling pretty confident that I can get most of the points for just about any question that comes my way. All right, so I'm going to share my second screen here. And then, yep, so now I will pull up the Google Drive folder I have. Okay. So so I kind of went out of order at the request of a commenter. So if anyone else wants me to do that, I'm happy to do that. Unfortunately, it won't be super in depth because I just got to keep moving as fast as I can to get through as much of this as I can before the test, which is going to be July 18th. So I've got, September 18th. So I've only got about 2 months. Okay, so we're going to do configuration and troubleshooting for route reflection. So let's just stick with the plain old plan, which is to start off with a notes file. And BGP, I think I can go through a bit faster. I'm actually, I actually did a full BGP series in my videos for the 960 version of the exam. I believe I will be tested on the 961 version. Now, when you go to register for the exam, it tells you that the exam is an 8-hour format. And one of the differences between 960 and 961, as well as the content on the exam, is the length of the exam. 960 has an 8-hour format, but 961 has a 6-hour format. So I was kind of upset to see on the registration page that it was talking about an 8-hour format, because I need to know which test I'm going to be taking, and there was no further detail beyond that. I could not see whether I was signing up for 960 or 961. And not only that, on the main page, it does not tell you for how much longer 960 will be offered if you only have the option to take 961, or if there's an intermediate period where you can take one or the other. That was not explained. And in fact, I'm kind of to the point where I might want to just send an email to Juniper because I don't want to get off guard. I mean, it's kind of too late for me to change now anyways. If I had to go back and change, because I changed up my whole video series so that it was for the 961 specifically. I could not do a pivot like that again. It's just it's getting too close to the test date to make major changes like that. Okay, so this is going to be for route reflection. All right, and this is the first video. So let's take a look at what kind of tags be able to include for this. So, yep, definitely troubleshooting. It's not going to be IGPs. All these are good for every video. Definitely troubleshooting. We're not going to be doing any of this specifically. So I think just BGP is going to be it. Yep, so those are all the tags. So let's open up the lab and do the regular old strategy where I use help apropos to go from there. So here's the lab I had last time. Right now it's set up for end-to-end ping from PC1 to PC2 over an EVPN, but we're just going to be looking at the help apropos. Okay, so let's do a help apropos, and we'll do BGP pipe match help. And then this special character means that the line begins with this. So we can see we've only got ones that begin with that help. If I didn't include that special character, we would get lines where help was not the first thing. But it looks like that's always going to be the case. If I just do this regular, so one of the things I can do to demonstrate this is do pipe match clear. And you can see now I get all of these. But if I were to do, and you can see I even get matches where clear is the very last word. So if I were to add this, now I'm only going to get them where clear begins the line. Okay, so it's not necessary for help because there aren't any where it doesn't begin, but I don't want to. I mean, this is specifically what I want, so I am stating that specifically. Let's try to find information about route reflectors. Okay, so there's a lot of, okay, so here's, oh, so that's for VPNs. So let's do another pipe match. Let's do REF, like for reflect. Oh, well, it's going to match for reference. Reflect. Well, here it is for VPNs. This section illustrates how to enable BGP route target filtering on the route reflector for this example. So I'm not sure if that's what this is all about. I mean, this is just regular BGP route reflection, so I don't know if there's another one in VPNs for something like route target filtering. So route targets, so yeah, there's probably going to be route target filtering in there, something like that. But let's just keep on with this. Route reflection is configuration and troubleshooting of route reflection, so that's what we're going to be doing. So what I'd like to do is set up a topology with a route reflector. So let's do help apropos, BGP, help. Yep, and now let's do some examples. So here's confederations, but we'll be doing route reflection. Perfect. So here it talks about confederation. I don't see anything for route reflection though. Here we go. Perfect. Examples, route reflector, configure a route reflector. So why didn't that show up here? Maybe it did and I just didn't see it. So it should be examples. No, it just didn't show up. Well, that's too bad. Yeah, it just straight up didn't show up. Well, that's too bad. Well, I mean, it's good news that I have the documentation, but of course it's bad news that I'm not able to easily find it. But let's see the quality of it. And it looks like it's pretty good quality. There's a full write-up on it. So, and there's a full lab. So yeah, this is my ticket. Let's do this lab. And you can see just how valuable this documentation is. I mean, it gives you a full example on how to configure a route reflector, full topology. So on the test, I literally have the answer key baked in. The more comfortable I am using this, the better I'll do on the test, even in topics that I don't even know about. So kind of understanding that, hey, you know, when I do a help apropos for BGP, I might not get everything popping up. So you can see I didn't have examples route reflector when I did that, but I know what in this case, it's pretty easy. I can see I need examples, but what I might need to do is just say, okay, well, aside from what help apropos says, let's go to help topic, look through, and then, okay, I can see examples here, and examples popped up, of course, in the help apropos with the filter, but I just got to be kind of more investigative and not just take it for what comes up, because there might be more, as I saw. I was buried and I can't get to easily. All right, example, configuring a route reflector. This example shows how to configure a route reflector. Requirements, overview, configuration, verification. Generally, internal BGP, iBGP enabled devices need to be fully meshed because iBGP does not re-advertise updates to other iBGP enabled devices. The full mesh is a logical mesh achieved through configuration of multiple neighbor statements on each iBGP enabled device. The full mesh is not necessarily a physical full mesh. Maintaining a full mesh, logical or physical, does not scale well in large deployments. iBGP network using a route reflector shows an iBGP network with device A acting as a route reflector. Device B and device C are clients of the route reflector. Device C and device E are outside the cluster, so they are non-clients of the route reflector. On device A, the route reflector, you must form peer relationships with all of the iBGP enabled devices by including the neighbor statement for the clients, device B and device C, and the non-clients, device D and device E. You must also include the cluster statement and a cluster identifier. The cluster identifier can be any 32-bit value. This example uses the loopback interface IP address of the cluster identifier. On device B and device C, the route reflector clients, you only need one neighbor statement that forms a peer relationship with the route reflector, device A. On device D and device E, the non-clients, you need a neighbor statement for each non-client device, D to E and E to D. You also need a neighbor statement for the route reflector, D to A and E to A. Device D and device E do not need neighbor statements for the client devices, device B and device C. Device D and device E are considered to be non-clients because they have explicitly configured peer relationships with each other. To make them RR route reflector clients, remove the neighbor 192.168.5.5 statement from the configuration on router D and remove the neighbor 192.168.0.1 statement from the configuration on device E. Okay, so to quickly configure this example, copy the following commands. So yep, this is just straight off of the what we were using before. So these are all the commands. You can see just how useful this is going to be to me during the exam. I can literally just take this, copy it. Oops, accidentally pasted. But I will have Notepad++ as well on the exam. So I essentially have what could amount to an answer key if I use it correctly. So really powerful to get used to using this. And as far as I know, they're not going to disable it or anything. I know in other versions of like the simlets and stuff for the CCNP, the help is disabled. They want you to have memorized those commands. So I mean, it'll say that in the curriculum. You'll see that on some of the simlets, the help menu is going to be disabled. They will give you an advanced warning of that. I have not seen any advanced warning of that so far for the IE, so I'm not expecting it to happen. I think I will ask this explicitly at the next Q&A session with Yasmin, though, because personally, I just don't think that would be fair to disable it. I get it on like a more foundational exam. You want people to like actually know the commands. But on an exam like this, where it's an expert level exam, I mean, an expert needs to be able to adapt to situations they've never seen before pretty fluidly, and not allowing them to use the manual. I mean, what are you teaching them? So I would be pretty upset if it weren't enabled, and I really think it is. Like, I really think the help is going to be available in full. But I will ask about that just to be sure. Okay, so the step-by-step just goes through and is more verbose about what is given in the line by line here. So we'll just do the line by line. So we've got device A, B, C, D, E. So that's 5 devices. Convenient. I've got 5 devices up here. So yeah, let's rename all the devices and then do this this example. So we won't need these BCPS devices anymore. Okay, so now let's rename all the devices. It was a huge pain in the A before, but I think it was because I was accidentally double selecting some icons. So I'll make sure I'm not doing that this time around. Oops, so yep, you can see I'm double selecting some icons, so that's not going to work. All right. Oops, I hit the reload button. That's literally the worst thing I could have done. Well, I think it'll come up in enough time. It'll take me a while to get back to where I need to use that, so it's not a big deal. The reload button isn't even like, it's like 2 steps away. Okay, so D, and oops. Oh, yep, see, I had it double selected, but it seemed to have worked. So now E. Okay, now I gotta click off of it and then click on this. Okay, so all the routers are now renamed. I'm gonna need to change the cabling as well. So yeah, let's just delete all the cabling. Okay, and now let's think about what the cabling is going to be like. So we've got these fast Ethernet interfaces. So yeah, let's just do the cabling as if, so the cabling should be pretty straightforward. So we've got 000 to B, and then we've got 001 to D. Okay, but we're going to need to know on B which one goes to A. So 0 goes to A. So let's do 0 to 0. Okay, now we need to know on D which one goes to A. 0 goes to A, so it's 1 to 0. Okay, so now let's do the cabling on B. We've already got A cabled up. So it's going to go from 1 on B to C, and then C goes to B on 0. So it's going to go 1 to 0. All right, and then let's move over to C. C only has 1 cable. D is going to have 2 cables. It's going to have a cable to A and to E. Let's bring E over here. We already cabled it up to A, so E it's going to go from 1 and then to 0. All right, so let's go to E. Okay, so E only has 1 cable, so this is our topology here. So we've got A kind of in the, A is definitely in the middle here because it's got the 2 connections like that. So pretty much the same topology we had before. Yeah, I'll just organize it a little bit differently just because. But yeah, there we go. So it's in a W. So let's go and configure it. Device A is going to be the route reflector. Okay, so don't really have the option to roll it back, but I can make it pretty easy on myself. So I can do configure private, show pipe display set, and now I want all these lines to be here except for the host name, but I'll just copy that for now. So I'm going to do a delete. Yes. Okay, now I'll read the add these. I'll change the host name to A, commit and quit. Okay, and another show configuration, pipe display set. Okay, so we're all good on A. And this is just going to be for blanking out the configs. Just do that on all of them and then go back and apply the actual configuration. So everything I'm doing here right now, you might say, oh no, you're cheating. You're just, you're not learning anything. You're just typing in what's here. Well, I will have this during the exam because this came from the built-in help that will be available on the CLI. So I might technically be cheating, maybe it would be a good idea to just have all these memorized and be able to do it from memory. And to be honest, I could probably get pretty far if I did that. But I think more important is that I get used to using that help, because if they throw something at me that I've never seen before, I've got a chance at solving it if I'm good at using that help. And the curriculum, it says right there, it's a guideline. So I am actually fully expecting that. I have seen that on other tests where you just get something completely out of left field that's not on the curriculum, not anywhere, and don't know what to do. All right, so we've got 3 more routers. All right. Okay, I'm just checking E again because I'm wondering if I forgot to do the delete. Nope. And then I'll check D again for that. But I think everything's good. After I check D, I'm confident that I did the other ones fine. Yeah. Okay. So everything's good. Let's start with the configuration. We're going to start by configuring the route reflector first, which is going to be device A. And I can tell it's the route reflector because it's got the cluster configuration and it's got all of the neighbors. Each other device is just going to need to peer with the route reflector, and they won't need a cluster ID. Okay, so let's set that up, device A. Okay, and Juniper did it badly again. They used unit numbers other than 0. You can't do that unless you have VLAN tagging enabled, which they didn't say at any point that they want to have enabled. We can enable that. In fact, I've never done that before. I'm sure VLAN tagging might be something that is going to be done on the exam. Yeah, so you know what? I think I am going to use VLANs for this. Oh, actually, never mind. I can't, because you can see it says 2B and then 2A. So it's using unit 1 here, and it's using unit 2 there. So it's not as simple as just enabling VLAN tagging and using unit 1. I would have to redesign their whole usage of logical units, which is a bit too much. So let's go top and let's do edit interfaces 000.0. Yep, and we'll just use unit 0 because that's what has to be used if you don't have VLAN tagging. And then if you do have VLAN tagging, you need the VLANs to match. So it's not as simple as just using VLAN tagging. And then continuing to follow along with the example, because the example is incorrect on multiple fronts. And it's the official example baked right into the device. So it's just one of those, like, you know, what were they thinking things. Like, you know, there's companies paying billions of dollars for this equipment, and right there in the help menu, it's got a big fat error. So I mean, the worst thing about it, if you're somebody like me, like it won't throw you off too badly, but the thing that really gets me about it is somebody trying to learn Junipers for the first time or something, sees that they're just dead in the water. And then somebody trying to use help, like in production, like let's say they've never used a Juniper before, and they're pulling up the help menu. No, it's just an extra, like, you know, because you never know to, like, when you're using a new piece of equipment that you've never used before, oh, is there some special thing about this that works differently than what I'm used to? So if there's actual literal typos in the help, it's like, wait, does Juniper allow for mismatched logical units? Can you do a logical unit other than one? Well, no, you can't, because my commit failed. But you go through all the effort to preparing your config, you go in and the commit fails. Oh, it's so frustrating. Okay, so time for the cluster ID. Yep. Okay, now time for the neighbors. I remember this example. So the other thing, and this is baked right into the device, .163. Okay, it is meant to be .163. it's just such a weird example. I don't know why they would just use a random public IP like that, but that's what they're doing. (192.163.6.4). Okay, so OSPF works. So BGP actually works differently from something like OSPF, where you just add interfaces to it and it knows to send out the networks on those interfaces. BGP is the bulk, send out a ton of networks. So you're not going to be able to send that many networks if it operates the same way. So you've got to actually physically add networks to BGP instead of just adding interfaces and then having the networks be added automatically. So you can see we're doing that for this export policy. And then we're going to be adding all of our OSPF routes and advertising them out through BGP. Okay. So you can see another really strange thing. They're just going with term 2. I don't know what's so bad about number 1, but I'm just going to go with number 1. Okay, so everything's good to go as far as I know. If it's not, then, well, that's good troubleshooting practice. This is configuration and troubleshooting. One thing I would like to do, which I think I can, is set up a Python jump host and type out a paramiko script to randomly log into one of the devices and then randomly delete one of the pieces of configuration and then go in and try to troubleshoot that. I think I can do that without too much effort. So I'll definitely try to do that by the end of this. Okay, so I configured router A. Let's move down to router B next. Oh, we'll go into edit mode. Yeah, it's definitely something I'll be doing on the test. If there are no descriptions, I will be adding them. If I don't like these descriptions, I will be changing them. Right, on the router C, just a little bit less config. It looks like we're missing the, yep, we just have fewer interfaces to add to the OSPF policy and to the, and then we have a fewer BGP neighbors, so it appears to be smaller, but it's really just because there's one less interface. Oops, I forgot to specify /32, but it's going to be a /32 by default anyway. Okay. All right, we're getting to the end of it. We've just got 2 more routers left. All right, we've got one more. And then I think I'll just do the verification steps. And that'll be good to figure out how to find that documentation again, since it was so strangely hidden within the help menu. Okay. Okay, so let's delete this and go back through the guide and look at the verification commands. So it was in help, topic, BGP, examples, route reflector. Okay. Great, so here's the verification. So let's take a look at what commands. So we'll do we'll look for user So let's match on this action keyword here. Now this tool, from what I understand, will be available to during the exam, Notepad++. I'm really comfortable using it. It's really going to be a huge advantage to me. I'll make sure to flag down the proctor and ask if he can install it if it's not already there. I'll make sure to check if it's there before the official time starts. Okay, but the first part is on router A to do a show BGP neighbor and just verify that all of the neighborships are up. So I'll do it in a easier way than that. I'll do a show BGP summary. Yep, they're all up, nice and easy. So next command is going to be a show BGP group. So yep, we've got them all up. All right, so show BGP summary, which I already did. So let's just do all the commands. So first command, because I'm going to need to know these for the test, and yes, granted they're question markable, but you need to get familiar with what is in what. So the first one is neighbor. We can just see all the neighbors, lots of details. The second command is group. Okay, and then my favorite command is next, show BGP summary. All right, and now show route. You should see BGP routes and OSPF routes. Yep, I see them. So yeah, everything looks really good. Okay, so that's good news. This went really good. You know what? I think this might even be the only video I'm gonna do in this, because I just feel like I've got route reflection down pretty well. It's just instead of having neighbor statements for all of your devices, you just need a neighbor statement to the route reflector. Then the route reflector is going to have a neighbor statement for each of the clients, and then it's got to have a cluster ID. So it's really, in my mind, kind of simple. So I don't think it's worth more than one video. So this will be the last video on this topic, but I do want to make good on that kind of idea I had, which was to pin up a Ubuntu Docker guest and come up with a Python script that will go in and randomly delete a line of configuration from a random device. So let's try to do that. So I'm going to put a cloud here, and then I'm going to take an Ubuntu Docker guest and start that. And then I'll cable it up to the cloud. Oops, and we've only got one interface, so I'll need to add another adapter. Okay, and now I can cable it up to the cloud, and then cable it up to one of the routers. I'll cable it up to router E. There we go. So let's get the networking to work on here. I'll start that up again. So we'll put a IP address on E. So we're using a number of addresses in the class A space. It looks like we're not using anything in the class B private range. So let's do that just so it's for sure safe to use. So the 172.16.0.1, and it would be a /12 is the range, but we can do a subnet of the class B private space supernet. So let's just do a /24. Okay, so yep, let's do a description as well. Okay, so this is pretty much, so it's not all we're going to need, because if we want to reach those other devices, we will need to have this class B private subnet be in their routing tables. So the only way to do that is to load it into the OSPF IGP that we're using. And then because it's in there, it will go into BGP as well. So let's add that there. Oh, and we can make it a passive. Might as well, in case we want to snip that link. Cut down on the chatter. Okay, so that's all we need. If I go over to router A and do a show route again, we'll see that 172 route, yep, popping up. Yep. Okay, so let's go into the Ubuntu Docker guest and set up the networking on that. Make sure I can pull down any packages I'm going to need for Python, and then we'll be good on that. So it's good. Let's do a if config help. So I've had a lot of trouble with this in the past, so I think it's going to be eth1. So ifconfig eth1, and then it's going to be, and then the kind of embarrassing situation I had at work too. I guess ifconfig as of like a few years ago by now is a legacy command too. So the new command you're going to find is IP or something like an extra library wicket or something to manage your interfaces. ifconfig really is no more. It's really old school. All right, so let's do an add 172.16.0.2, and now, yep, /24. Oops. Oh, -net. Okay, here we go. So now if I do ifconfig again, yep, we've got it on there. So I'm not sure how to add the gateway. One thing I can do though is just let's see, oh, okay. So now I think I've got a, yep, I've got a gateway. Well, I don't think I do actually. Let's try pinging router C here. So let's do a show configuration interface LO0. Yeah, and let's try pinging this route here. I don't think it's going to work because my routing table isn't. Yep, my routing table isn't good. So let's do route add 0 / oh, and let's do 192.168.0.0/16, and it'll be nets and then gateway 172.16.0.1. There we go. So now I should be able to. Oh. Okay, so I can ping that. Let's see, right? Config. Oh, that's interesting that I can't ping that address. Let's try tracer out. Okay, so there's some issue on router E where it looks like I'm not getting that loop back. It looks like I'm getting it 40.4. So does router E not have? Huh. Oh, I wonder if I put .1 on both of them. Nope, I put .2 on this one. So why can't I ping .2? Oh, okay. So it looks like I've got .1 configured on here some way, somehow. Let's just change it to .2 like this. We won't need to see. I'm trying to specify the gateway, default gateway, something like that. But we've got that gateway of last resort. So I think we're good. Let's check it again. Okay, now we've got .2. So hopefully now this ping works. Oops, it'll come back. Yep, it's back. So yep, that ping's good. Okay, so now let's do the trace route. Okay, so I think when I reset that, my routing table reset as well. So let's add that back in. Okay, and now let's try to do this. Perfect. Okay, now we're good to go. So I'm going to keep a list of, well, I'm gonna go back to here and then do a yeah. Okay, so I've got, oops. Okay, I've got 5 matches. So I'll do a search, and then it's going to be, oh, sorry, it's going to be edit. Oh, no, it is going to be search, bookmark, clear, remove unmarked lines. So now I've got the, like a mapping of the addresses. So I know A is this one, B, C, D, E. Okay, so now I can add this to my etc hosts folder. So by etc hosts. Okay. All right. Oops. Oh, yeah, right. It's like a huge hassle on this one. So I'm just going to use, so I'm just going to use Nano because it's easier on this particular machine. Okay, so, and then, oops, they have it in the other order. I'm not sure if it matters. Let's just try it like that and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll change the order. So ping A, unknown host A. Okay, so yeah, I think the order does need to be that way. There we go. Okay, so we can do a delete of all these. Oops, so I've got to recopy it. Okay. Oh, I can't have the subnet masks, I think. That's what's confusing it. Perfect. Okay, so that'll make our scripting a lot easier. The other thing I'm going to do is upload my key here. So let's go to, let's do a ls-al. Okay, so I don't see a SSH key. So let's do SSH. SSH key gen -t RSA -b 204 48. Okay, perfect. So now let's go over to router E. Okay, and then let's enable the FTP service on router E. Okay, commit and quit. Okay, now let's do FTP to E. Oops, so let's do a sudo apt-get install FTP. Sorry, an apt-get install. Okay, so let's do an ifconfig. So it looks like, unfortunately, I'm not getting a DHCP address from the cloud here. That's interesting. Why is that not happening? Why is that not happening? Okay, well, why is that not happening? I think I'll just try recabling it because I thought that would happen. I might need to configure the cloud. Okay, well, that's too bad. Yeah, I kind of need a file transfer service. That's really the easiest way to get the key. I can of course do a cd.ssh. But if I do a ping E, I can get to E. But I don't have like FTP or anything like that. What about SFTP? Oh, I do have SFTP, so let's try that. E. So connection was refused. So let's try to enable SSH as well. Let's see if we're good now. Oops. Okay, so we got a login prompt. Oops, but we don't have an account. So let's set up a remote account. Perfect. So now hopefully we can get SFTP to work. Oops, I've got to use a different username though. Aha, so now I'm connected to E, so I can send a file, I think. I hope I can. How do I send the file? So let's see here. Is it just send? I don't see a command to send the file. So I see get, I see reput. Is there put? Nope, there's, okay, yeah, there's a put. So upload a file. So then the local is going to be home.ssh that ID RSA dot pub. Oh, okay, sweet. So I sent it. I'm already in that folder, so I'm kind of surprised this didn't work, but okay, it's there. So if I do a file show or a file list, what about a show log? Okay, so we can give it a URL that contains one or more keys. But I do have the file here somewhere. I'm just not sure where it is. So let's just try this. So, nope. So, yeah, it's not telling me which directory it's in. So let's do start shell ls cd var ls cd maybe transfer. No. Oh, actually, let's do start shell cd var temp. No. Let's do this. Find dash name ID rsa.pub. Okay, so I don't know where it is, unfortunately. So let's try sending it again. But we're gonna say, yep, we're gonna say to there. Oh, no permission though. So to here maybe. Ah, there we go. So this. Ah, okay. Oops, and it actually did tell me where it sent it the first time. So I just overwrote what's already there, but I do have the file path right here. So let's Yep, and I'll prove that. I'll do a start shell cd home my name. Oops, it actually wasn't that. Yeah, it was var home. Okay, so cd var home my name ls. So there it is. Okay, so now let's do a exit, and we'll do a configure private, and then we'll do a set system login user my name authentication load key file. Okay, and now we've got the key file. There we go. So now let's do another show pipe display set. Yep, and we've still got this encrypted password, so we can get rid of this. There we go. Okay, so now we've got, let's see here. So if I do SSH my name at E, we're in there, super nice and easy. Okay, so let's set that up for the other ones. And the final security step we can do on E, because we enabled FTP. We won't need that anymore. We actually never needed that because we have SCP on. So let's get rid of FTP. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one and make sure that we have this really easy authentication set up so that our scripting is easier. Yeah, so it's being rude again. Luckily, it usually just, if I right-click it, yeah, then it starts to work. Okay, so first step, I'm going to need to just enable regular old SSH. Yep, and then I'll need to set up a user, of course. And for now, we'll use plain text authentication to actually transfer the file. And then, of course, we're going to need to assign it a class. Okay, so we've got that good to go. So let's do the file transfer. So this is to D. Oops. Okay, so you can see I changed my directory I was working in. So we're going to need to do like that. Okay, and now we've got the file path to where it's sent to, nice and convenient. So we can go back to D, configure private, set system login user, my name, authentication, and let's just do a delete first. Okay, so now let's go back and do a set. It's going to be load, key file, and then here's the path, commit and quit. All right, and now let's test that I can get into it without a password. Perfect, so I've got 3 more to go. You can see this is a lot faster than my other technique of in my 960 series. I set up authentication like this, but I just copy and pasted the key in there. So I needed to do like 9 copy and pastes because Juniper has a copy paste problem. You can't paste it in a huge chunk. Oh, system services, SSH. Oops. Oh, right. No, that's exactly what I'm expecting because I didn't send the key yet. So it's going to be put SSH, and it's going to be ID RSA.pub. Yep. And now I've got the file path. So I can do configure private, delete system, login, user, authentication, and now set, load key file, commit and quit. All right, now let's give it a test. All right, so we just got 2 more. Now, if Python and paramiko isn't already there, I'm going to need to figure out how to give it a public IP. Well, not a public IP, a IP from my home router. Huh, that's interesting. Network is unreachable. Let's try to trace route to it. Network is unreachable. Oh, I see. Because we had, they're not all 192.168. So yeah, let's just make a route for that. Route add net 192.163.0.0/16 oops, 16 172.16.0.1. Oops. Oh, I see. I gotta go .net and then I gotta go gateway. There we go. Okay, so now let's see if that trace out will work. Yep, the trace out works, which means the ping works, of course. So now we can set up the SFTP to it. And this is going to be to B. Okay, so we got to put perfect. All right, so we got one more router left before we can start writing some Python. And we can even use, like, we probably don't even need to use paramiko. Yeah, we probably don't even need to use paramiko at all, actually, if we can't get it easily. But Python itself might not even be installed. Okay, so this is it, router C. Perfect, so we've got connection to router A without having to log in. We've also got that same capability on router B. I thought we did. We just set it up and saw it was working. Exactly. So we've got it on router C as well. That's what we just finished it up on. So we've got 5 routers. So the 4th router is router D. It's working on that. And our final router is router E. So if it's working on router E, it is working on all 5 of our routers, which is the case. So let's see if we've got Python. Oh, don't have Python. So we're going to need to figure out how to get a DHCP address here, which used to be pretty darn easy. Like you would literally just put this cloud down and then you would get it that way. But it seems to be a lot more difficult now. I don't know why. Okay. Well, maybe I need to, let's take a look at the ETC hosts. Oops, sorry, cat DC network. This is, oh, okay. Yeah, I just don't have the interface enabled. So it is as easy as I thought it was. I was just missing a step. Okay, but that step is super easy. So let's do that step. Okay, and I'll probably need to recable it. Okay, so hopefully this is everything that I need. It is not. Something is going very wrong right now. This is not a part of the thing. This is not a part of the show. When you go to the movie theaters and a car drives through the screen, is not a part of the movie experience. But unfortunately, we're getting a similar experience right now. So take a closer look. So, I mean, this is right. I want DHCP. So why does this not work? Let me try IF up, ETH 0, IF down, IF down. Down. Okay, well, that seemed to do something. Yeah, it's not getting fed a DHCP address for some reason. Okay, I don't know why. I wish I knew the reason. General settings. Custom adapters. Configure, tap, UDP. Did I add a tunnel? I don't think I did. Yeah, I thought it was able to really easily just pull from my oh, you know what I did? Oh yeah, I bet you I didn't do this since the last time yeah, I know what's going on. God damn it. See, this is the problem with using a solution like this instead of like a paid solution like Viral, is you gotta be more skilled than than they expect you to be on the test. Okay, let's see here. In order to be able to even practice for the test, you basically have to already know all the contents on the test and more than that. Okay, so, oh yeah, right here, networking. Yeah, so I should have a networking group with like, I should have like another one added to it or something. A group. Let me see here. So GNS3 ESXi. Yeah, connect to real network. I thought there was just like a main, like, I know there was documentation I was looking at before that was pretty clear about how to do this. Let's see, documentation, getting started in Linux. Then, let's see here. Shoot. Okay, explore topics maybe. Here we go. There we go. VMware ESXi. Advanced users only. Okay, so this all looks pretty good. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I just need to find the section on networking. That's to download the VM. So I think I know what I'm looking for here. Shoot. So yeah, I don't remember. I guess I wish I would have bookmarked it. Let's see here. GNS3 network adapter. Is this right? Or I was just looking at this. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what to do, or at least kind of what I need to do, enough to maybe wing it. So it's gonna be here, but I might need to bridge this to not my physical adapter, but to my wireless adapter. Yeah, so I need to bridge it to my to a different adapter. So yeah, I need to add. So this is my port group. So I think I need to come here and I need to, instead of adding up, so I don't need to add a port group. This here, virtual switches, physical NICs. So this is the only one that's up. But I need I need my Wi-Fi NIC. to be added. VM kernel nick. I don't remember doing that ever. No, I don't remember doing that. Yeah, I remember doing something. Yeah, I don't have any other nicks that are up. So, yeah, I remember, let's see here. Let's do GNS3 port group. Okay, yeah, this is it. This is the guide I used before, I think. Oh, what the heck? This is what I need. Oh, no, here it is. Here. Yeah, here it is. So this is what I need. So cloud node support, add a port group. We got to name it GNS3. We've got to have accept for everything under security. Then we've got to go to edit virtual hardware for the virtual machine. I think that's the step I might not have done. So let's do edit. And then we'll do, no, oh, nope, I did it. And it said connect. Okay. So I did all that. I was just wondering if, like, since I added this disk, like if I forgot to go back and redo this step, but you can see I definitely did that. Oops. Yeah, everything looks good here. All they need is to have all the security settings set to accept. So it's really not much to it. You just set it up that way. And then you go here, and then you go to edit. Okay, so everything seems fine. I don't understand why it's not able to receive a DHCP address. It looks like it is able to receive an IPv6 address, a link local address, but it's not able to Now, I've gotten this to work before without any issue. I guess I kind of want to try reloading it. I might lose some of my config, but I wonder if that will work. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so it's still reloading. You can see it turned red. So hopefully it turns back to green soon enough. If not, I'll just hit start on it. Okay, so we'll hit start. There we go, back to green. Let's see if, aha, so yep, I just needed to restart it. Yep, so now I've got a DHCP address. Unfortunately, it looks like I lost my other addresses, but that's okay. Pipe grep eth1. We've got them all saved here, so I just need to do 21, and then I can do history pipe grep GW, and I can do, I've got to do 26 and 63. 26, 63. Okay, and now I'm back in business. I can ping, I can SSH. I've got no problems at all, unless of course it wiped out my public key when it. Nope, it didn't. Okay, it just doesn't save the networking settings for some reason, but it does save that the key was generated, and then it saves the the etc hosts. Yeah, so it saved the etc hosts file, and it saved the etc network interfaces file as well. It just didn't keep the IP on the interface, and it's probably because I didn't edit it here. I mean, I can do that, but it's not a big deal just to manually add it like I did. I'm not going to be rebooting it very often. So now I can do a sudo apt-get update. Oops, I won't need the sudo though. Oh my God, it's 7:15 already? Wow. Well, I don't want to do this forever. I do want to go out and swim. So, but I'm probably good to just do this until 8. And then, oh, but okay, well, the gym's closed already. They close at 7. Okay. Well, that takes care of that. Shoot, I wanted to go out and swim, but I screwed up. Okay. So let's see here. So now, yep, now let's do a apt-get install, and we'll use Python 3. Okay, so we've got Python 3 now, but we don't have paramiko. Let's use a virtual environment. So let's do Python 3 VNV. Python 3 -mvnv. Yeah, here we go. And then we can name, yeah. Okay, so we're going to need to install it. We can do that. Okay, so now let's do a virtual environment. So it'll be Python -m VNV, and we can name it anything we want. Let's name it T-shoot maker. Oops. Oh, Python 3. Okay. Okay, so it'll make troubleshooting scenarios for us just by deleting things. So let's do source T-shoot maker bin activate. Okay, so we've got our virtual environment for this script we're going to be writing called T-shoot maker. So let's do touch T-shoot make T-shoot scenario.py. Okay, so this script will make us a troubleshooting scenario. Let's do a Python 3-m pip install for paramiko. Oh, failed building wheel for bcrypt. So lots of failures. Let's just see if it works. So import paramiko. Oh, so it didn't work. I mean, that's okay. We can do import subprocess. There we go. And then we can do subprocess dot check output, and then we'll say SSH. Or actually, this isn't going to work either. Oh, I got to do shell equals true. Okay, yeah, this isn't going to work because it's to a different machine. We needed something like paramiko. So I don't know why it wasn't able to download. Yeah, but we're definitely going to need paramiko. Oops, and it looks like it's freezing as I'm doing this. So that's too bad. I might even need to just stop it and restart it because, yep, it's completely frozen. I didn't think this was going to be this challenging. And really, it hasn't been so far. It's just the fact that, well, I mean, it has. Let's see here. So Python 3, import paramiko. So now I wouldn't expect it to work because I don't have my virtual environments enabled. Let's just do a Python 3-m pip install paramiko. Oh, okay. I don't have pip unless I enable my virtual environment, so I will do that. So source T-shoot maker bin activate. Okay, and now Python 3-m pip install paramiko. Okay, and I'm going to need to pause the video. Oh, you know what? I think I can just upgrade pip and then it'll work. Yeah, okay. So, okay, so that was quick. So now I can do install paramiko, and it should be good. Yeah, so it worked perfect now. So now I can do Python 3, import paramiko. Yeah, it's just that pip was out of date. So let's do a help on paramiko. So it's going to be paramiko. Oops, do another help. So there should be a, oh yeah, I think it's client. Let's do a help on paramiko.client. Here's a connect. So yeah, SSH client. Okay. Yeah. So let's do this. So we've got .SSH client. There we go. So yeah, here's where we go. Client equals SSH client. Load system host keys, and then we can connect. Yeah, so let's try this. So let's do client equals this. Okay, now let's do client dot load system host keys. Okay, now let's do client dot connect B. Oops, looks like it's not connecting to B. Oh, you know what? I never gave it the username to use. So let's try that. Oh, let's see if there's a way to give it a username. So let's do help client. Okay, so we can do a dot connect, and then we can do username equals. So let's do a client.connect, and then we're going to be connecting to hostname B, and now we've got an additional argument to send it, and we're going to be, so this parameter here, username equals none, means that we can send it an argument with a custom username. Oh, come on, really? Maybe look for keys equal false. Will that do it? Key file name. What if I give it a key file name? Key file name equals. Huh. Okay, well, I'm not sure what's going on. Is it, I mean, it's clearly not connected. So what if I try, so I've already got password equals none. What if I do look for keys equal false? Okay, and then maybe take away the key file name, because this obviously isn't working here. Nope, I think it's going to be fine with look for keys equal true. So I'm kind of surprised this isn't working. Let's see here, client. I think the problem is that it's not using the keys, so it's like it's failing authentication. Yeah. See, the default mechanism is to try to use local key files. So that's what I wanted to do. Like, that's good. I wonder if maybe it's not able to resolve it for some reason. Let's give it an IP address instead of just the name here. So let's pull it up, give it the IP address for E. So show configuration int 0. Okay, let's see what happens if I specify a full IP address. It doesn't work. What the heck? I am not expecting it not to work. A host key is known when it appears in the client object's cached host key structures, those manipulated by load system keys or load host keys. Okay. I wish I could get more information about, yeah. Like, instead of just a help menu, I wish I could see like what it loaded in when I did the load host keys. Yeah, because I did this one. I did load system host keys. So I wish I could see like which keys it loaded in. Oh, okay. So I think this is my answer here. I'm not oh, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe I did it. I might have done it. Okay, I was able to load in the keys, but I was only able to load it into the keys object. So I wasn't able to load it into the client object. Yeah, and the client object has no. Huh. Okay. Yeah, this isn't how I usually use it. Usually I just use the authentication. Let's see here. Let's do a help paramiko again. And I think there's something specifically for authentication. Yeah, right here. Oh, here we go. Host keys. So let's do a help on paramiko.hostkeys. Okay, so let's do okay, so this looks like more of the host keys that I'm learning from the other side. So I want, yeah, let's try auth handler. Ah, here we go. This looks a lot better. So perfect. This looks really good. Yep, this is what I need. So do help on that again. Yep, and now it's going to be paramiko.authhandler .auth handler .auth public key. I think. Oh, I've got to add in the transport, which is going to be client. Yeah, okay. So I need username, key, and event. I don't know what for event. Login? Lock? Okay. Well, I think I can just do some Googling. So paramiko, public key. There we go. Yep. So let's see here. Oh, this is the path to the private key. Okay, so do I need a path to the? Oh, no, it is to the public key. Okay, so it's key underscore file name. Okay. I thought I tried that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I tried that earlier. But if it works, it works. Okay, well maybe I'm specifying the wrong path. All right, let's just see if this is a valid path. Yep, that's definitely my key, so I don't know what the problem is here. Maybe it's just taking forever. This is literally what I'm doing. Maybe it just takes it a long time to connect. Now I tried it without the without having to rely on the DNS resolution. Why is this not working? Now, what does this event mean? Let me try paramiko.AuthAddPolicy. Okay, so authentication is attempted in the following order of priority. The P key or P key file name passed in, if any, which any key we find through an SSH agent, any ID. What the heck? It should do it. It should do it. Like, I don't understand why it's not doing it. This makes no sense. Is it because it's because of the DNS resolution? I guess I'll try this with the public key. So key file name equals .ssh. But let's do home.ssh ID rsa.pub. Why is this not working? Okay, well, I actually thought it would be easier to have public key authentication because I thought that you could just simply log in like this, but apparently you cannot. So I'm going to be trying to enable a password, and hopefully that will help. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to log in now using password. Okay, so I can't log in using a password either. Let's do a show system connections. And let's see if a foreign address is trying to connect to my local address on port 22. So I can even do a pipe match .22. So note, it's not even attempting to reach out. It's just not able to work at all. God damn it. Yeah, it should just be able to connect because I've got authentication set up to recognize my public key. I mean, at the very least, I should see if I go over to router B, which is here, and I do a show system connections, I should see it trying to connect. So show system connections pipe match .22. So I don't even see, now I'll do a pipe refresh 1, and then I'll come over here and stop this and then restart it. And we should see something popping up, but you can see it's not even attempting to reach out to the device. So I really don't understand what's going on. I'm going to quit out of there just to see. So I wonder what's going on is maybe because I'm in a virtual environment. Virtual environments have their own SSH keys. But nope, that doesn't look like what's going on. Well, shoot. Yeah, it should work. I don't get why it's not working. Okay, this looks good. So, aha. So, all right, let's try just following this exactly, right? Because it's a little bit more verbose here. So let's do let's start by doing this. Import paramiko. We're going to do client. We're going to load the host keys. Okay, then we'll even do this part. This part doesn't matter, but we'll just do it anyway. Okay, so this next part we're going to have to make different. Client.connect. Hostname equals a key file name equals, okay, and we'll follow the syntax he's got here. So home root SSH IDRSA. Okay, and then what the hell? So he's also got a password there, even though he's got a public key. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but let's just leave that out. But we are going to have one more. It's going to be username. Okay, so this is exactly what I did last time. Pretty much, except for without this line, and then without the key file name, the different path. Oops, it looks like I did the wrong, it should be .pub. Oh, that's because that's what he had, but I'm pretty sure it's the public key. I don't know why. I don't know why people are trying to use their private keys to, like, it's almost like they're telling you to send your private key out through the public internet, which is never a good idea. Maybe this is why Russian hackers are so successful. Yeah, it's not connecting. Okay, so let's keep it simple. Let's do a quit, and then we'll do a ping A. So there's the problem. Okay, well, let's do a route. Oh, so it looks like I set my gateway wrong, or I don't have a route. I don't have a route. Oh, I think I restarted it, and then I forgot to re-add my IP addressing. Okay, so now it's going to work a lot better for me. So Python 3, import paramiko, and then client equals paramiko.SSHClient, client.load host keys. Oops. Let's do a help on client. I forget what it was. Oh, it was load host keys. Or load system host keys. Okay, now client.connect to a username. Okay, so at least we got this working now, but it looks like all the known hosts were lost, so that's fine. We can just do clients, or let's do a help client. We can do client dot yeah. So client dot set missing host key policy, and we can do so the policy. So let's see here. Reject policy. So policy is the name of the policy. Maybe false. Oh, paramiko.AutoAddPolicy. No wonder I couldn't I couldn't remember that. Okay, so we finally are making progress here. Yes. Okay, so we'll close that. I'll go over to router A, and we'll see that a connection is formed. I forgot to save the connection, so I can't really do anything to it, but I can do a show system connections, pipe match.22, and yep, you can see we've actually got multiple now for some reason. Yeah, we're connected from the jump host. I don't know why it's got multiple connections, but let's do a client that close. Okay, and then let's do a help again on the client. Help. Well, let's do help. Yep, on the client. Or no, let's just do client.connect, and we'll do C equals client.connect. We'll do C.invoke shell. Oops, we'll do help C. Oh, it's a none type. So a client dot invoke. Oh, let's do a connection equals client dot invoke shell. There we go. Now we'll do a help on connection. Okay, so now we're doing good. So now let's do a let's do a connection dot receive. Or okay. Okay, so let's do a. Okay, so now I know pretty much what I need to do. So I'm just going to go to my blog here, And I think I have, yeah, so I like to use this. So I'm going to take Notepad++. There we go, and I'm going to do language Python. Perfect. Okay, and then I'll do line operations. Remove empty lines. Okay, so the script is going to be import paramiko, and then it's going to be, and I might be able to go into a second video for this. I think it'd be worth it to have a second video for this. Okay, so yep. Then it's going to be, oops, let's see here. So it would be, yeah, client equals this. Yep. Yep, and then we've got this. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got the function here. So now we can have a list, which would be our hosts, or let's call this routers, equals a list, and we're going to have routers A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so, and then we're going to have, yep. So we also need to get something that will randomize our outputs. So let's go back to the Docker. Let's do import random, help random. Okay, so, and then let's do, yeah, so random.Random. Let's do print, or let's do test equals random.Random. We'll do a help on test. Okay, so we'll do test.choice for 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, this is what we need. So now we're getting a random return from this. So let's do import random. And we'll do okay, and then down here we'll do router equals so what did test equal? Test equals, oh, let's do selector equals random.Random, and then we'll do router equals selector.choice routers. Okay, so with this code, we're going to get a random router that we're going to log into. So let's just see if this code will work. Yep, so we get a random router to connect to. Let's just make sure that that's nice and random. So let's do a while true, and then we'll do a sleep 1. Yep, and then we'll just keep seeing it print out a new router every 1 second to just kind of verify that, yep, it's just choosing a router by random from that list. So yep, that looks good. Let's do it again, see if we get a different sequence back. Yep, so we got BBA this time before we got BAB. So yep, nice and random, perfect. So we get a random choice from here. So yep, so that's good. We don't need anything more. So the next thing we need is to form a connection to that random router. So let's do so client, connection, or let's do client.connect router, and then username equals that. Okay. I'm kind of kicking myself for not realizing earlier that that the problem was a networking issue, because I went on the other devices. I did a show system connections and they weren't even connecting there. I should have known right away. Oh, it's a networking issue. I mean, even just by merit of it just timing out like that, I should have known right away. Well, live and learn, I guess. Okay, so let's do client.close. That looks good. So we'll do, okay, and then we'll do connection equals client.invoke shell. Then we'll do connection.send show configuration pipe display set pipe no more. Okay, and then we'll do we'll say discard, and then we'll do keep equals receive connection. Oh, and we'll actually do another discard receive right after we log in. So any banners or anything like that we'll get rid of. Okay, so we're going to keep this connection. So now let's print keep. All right, so let's see what we get from here. Okay, so that's interesting. So it looks like we didn't get, oh, so I forgot to send the new line character. So let's do a connection.close. Okay, now let's try this again. Oops, and it's 8 o'clock. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break soon. I'll come right back. Gym's closed anyway, so I'll just keep doing this. Boom, and we've got the show run now. So let's do that again, but let's so it's a binary string. So we want to do encode it. So dot encode UTF-8. Yep, okay, so let's see if this is better. So let's do connection.close. Perfect. And let's do this. Oops, so something went wrong with the encode UTF. Oh, I forgot this. Okay, so let's just do Control C on that, and then connection.close. Okay. Oh, we don't even have one that was open. So, okay, but now we can see there's no carets. It went through just fine. Now that I have 2 quotation marks. Oops, so now we've got a problem. Oops, so, oh, I see. Okay, so I don't need, Yeah. Okay, I think this will work now. Let's try it. Ah, shoot. Is it decode? Okay, yeah, it's decode. So connection.close. There we go. Okay, so this will work now. We'll get a nice and pretty show run. I might be able to take a 5-minute break if this works. If not, I'll try to get it to work because it's really close to working. There we go. Look at how nice that is. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'll just pause it and I'll be right back. All right, I am back, making really good progress on this, so definitely want to keep going until I'm done. So let's do so now that we've got the output, we're going to need to clean it up. Anything that doesn't start with set, we're going to need to toss out. So we'll do keep equals. So before printing it out, let's do so keep is going to equal that. I believe keep is a list. So let's do a type keep. Oh, it's a string. Okay, so we'll do kept equals keep dot split on the new line, and then for line in kept, if line 0, 2 does not equal set, oh, okay, so kept equals that, and then final, and then we'll call this active config. Okay, so for line and kept, continue. So we're just going to skip do nothing if that, but else if it does equal set, we're going to do a active config.append line. Okay, so now we'll print out the active config, and we'll see that it's just the interesting things. Oh, but I'll do a connection not close first. And I'll just do it again because, yeah, I might have multiple open. Oh, let me do a client.close. Geez, do I just have a bunch of them open? Okay, I'm just going to quit this because I might have too many open. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to see a really nice active configuration. And we can do this this choice again. So oops, never mind. So I got my logic wrong here. So well, let's take a look at what this is. Oops, I forgot to okay, so it's okay. I'm only so yeah, that's right. It's up to but not including. So I need one more. Okay, so let's get out of here. Go back in, and now I've got that right. So now we'll see everything good to go. Oh, and one thing I can do on this video is add a tag for Python because we're doing quite a bit of that. Also paramiko, Python or network automation. Yeah. Okay, so this looks really good. Let's do a let's do a dot join on it because it's a list, but that's good. We want it to be a list. Oops, we got to do a join with a new line. There we go. So now we've got everything perfect. So yeah, so now we can do this same thing with the selector. So we can do line to delete. Equals selector.choice on active config. Okay, and now we can do line to delete dot replace set with delete. So let's try this. Okay, let's see what line it picked. Aha, so this is like the perfect one because it would delete the loopback and it would brick everything. So this would have been a really good one to delete. Let's see if this replace would have worked. Okay, so now let's see if line to delete is nope. So we've got to do a okay, so line to delete. We're getting a random line from the show config, the active config. So now we're gonna modify that from set to delete. So it's this delete line. So now we've still got our connection. We never closed it. So we can send another command, and that's going to be configure private. Okay, and then we can send the command line to delete, and I believe it does have, okay, it has a \r. So I'm not sure what that will do for us, but we'll just add the -n. It might just have 2 -ns, but that's totally fine. So we'll do send delete line, and then we'll just add another -n. It might have 2, but there's no big deal. Okay, and then we'll do discard equals connection.send commit and quit, and then connection.close. Okay, and even client.close. I don't even know if you need. Yeah, we'll just do connection.close. Okay, so this should do it as far as I understand. So let's yeah, let's do it. Let's do a quit, and then let's do a nano make t-shoot scenario. Let's paste this script in there. Perfect, and then we'll do a exit. Okay, now we'll do a Python 3 make t-shoot scenario. That'll run. Okay, so I bricked something in the lab. I went ahead and I got rid of a random line. So yeah, let's go and try to figure out what I might have done. So let's try pinging all the routers first. Okay, so they're all still reachable. It might have been an inconsequential line that I deleted. So let's start with A. Okay, so now let's do a show BGP summary. Maybe if some of my neighbors went down. Nope, none of my neighbors went down. So that means all my OSPF neighbors are going to be up too. So I'm thinking it was an inconsequential line that was deleted, but we don't know which router it was deleted from. We don't know basically anything. All right, but everything looks pretty good on router A. So let's go and check router B next. And we saw on router A that all of the BGP was still up. So it's really not going to be a consequential line. So everything looks good on router B. I don't think the problem's going to be here. Let's move over to router C. Yep, so I'm thinking it's going to be something like the aha. Actually, never mind. There are going to be some routers where there is only one interface. Let's make sure that it is router C. Okay, so yep, router C only has one interface, so it's not going to be that the description was deleted from router C. See, I was thinking it was going to be something like that because there is no like real serious problems on the network. So I thought it would be something pretty inconsequential. It might have also been that the commit didn't take, because if you just go and delete the autonomous system, it's going to not take. But let's go to D and see if it could have been something on D. Yeah, so you can see if I go to configure private and I do delete routing options, autonomous system, commit, it won't be able to commit. So it won't necessarily always cause an issue. One thing I can do is say, yeah, this actually won't be too hard for me to do as well. So let's do this. So we're going to do commit, and then we're going to say check equals receive connection. Okay, and before we'll also do another one of these. So we'll do discard here. Okay, and then check equals receive connection. And then we'll do if error. Oh, okay, so we'll do flag equals flag. Okay, well, let's see here. So yeah, flag equals true. So we'll do while flag if error in. Okay, so we'll also need to move these down. Okay. So while flag, we're going to try to commit. And then we're going to check our, yep, then we're going to check this. And then if there's an error, we're going to do card equals connection.send rollback 0. And then okay, so we've got the random routers, and then we've got the connection to the random router. We've got the shell invoked. We're tossing out the banner. So here we're doing this. So let's put this in a function, because we're gonna reuse it later. So function delete random line. Okay, and we'll add a space there to make that look a bit nicer. Oops. There we go. So now all this is wrapped in a function. So, okay, so in the function, we're going to do the show run and get the line we want to delete. Then we're going to go into configure private mode. We're going to delete the line. So then outside of the function, and then we'll of course run all this code here. All right, and then after we do that, we're going to just do a and we can do this in here, so it's a little bit nicer. There we go. So we don't need this extra one here. There we go. So now we're running all this code. So now we're setting a flag to true. So while flag discard equals this commit. Okay, so now that we've done all this, we're going to be sending the commit, and then we're going to be checking what comes back. And then if error comes back in the check, then we will do a rollback 0. We will do an exit, and then we will run all of this code again, where we get a new show run. We get a different line from it, and then we go through all this again. But if there's no error, then we know that it has committed correctly. So we're going to set the flag equals to false. So that will end this loop. So yeah, I think this is going to work. So now every time we run the script, we will have something deleted because it will just keep trying to delete random lines until it successfully does that. Okay, so it might take a little while though, because it might keep trying and trying until it can delete a line. It might take it a bunch of attempts, but it shouldn't take too long. Assuming my code is good, it could be an error in there. Nope, the code is perfect. So let's start by pinging all the routers. So A looks good. B, C, D, and E, they're all pingable. So let's start by SSHing into A. Okay, so we know none of the big configurations have been broken, but A, I think, is a good one to check first because we can tell if a BGP connection went down. So it looks like it did not. So let's check if all the descriptions are there. Yep, all the descriptions are there. Host name's there. Yep, everything's there. So I don't think it ran on A. Let's check B. Okay, so I'll do a show and description. So yep, everything looks there. Yeah, I don't see anything missing from B either. At least not at first glance. One thing I can do is just do a show system commit or show system rollback compare 1.0, and then I'll be able to tell if yeah. So this obviously wasn't done by the script; it was done by me. So let's just do that on all of them because I just want to confirm that the script works. Okay, so it obviously wasn't C. Wasn't D either. So hopefully it's E. It's possible that it just didn't do anything. So yeah, it looks like it didn't run. Let's make sure that so let's do so let's get the command that actually was deleted here. So okay, and these are all in a local namespace, unfortunately. So this line to delete is not. But what we can do is just do a print delete line like this, and then we'll see each line it tries. I'd rather have that anyways. Oh, why is this not working? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so Python 3. Okay, so now we'll delete it. It will print out each line that it's going to try to delete. I think it will anyways. If it doesn't, that's too bad. Yep. Okay, so now it's trying to delete the user, but that's not going to work. It's got to delete. Well, actually, that might work. Yep, that works. So, oh, but we don't know which one it did it from. So let's try SSHing. Ah, so it looks like it was A. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh, now it's really looking like it's C. Nope, wasn't C. Wasn't D. Wow, okay, and it wasn't E. That's interesting. So I wonder if one of the routers is truly missing this super user command, and if it is, how the heck was it able to log in? Maybe you get special privileges if you're using public key. You're automatically a super user. Okay, so this still has class super user. Let's try B. Yep, we still got it on B as well. Let's try C. Still got it on C, so D. Still on D, so it has to be E, right? Nope. So let's see why it wasn't able to delete that. So let's go up to the line that was entered, and let's do configure private. Oh, we're already in there, so let's delete that line and do a commit. So I guess some of them don't have the same casing in error. So let's just do yeah. So error and check.lower. There we go. That should work. All right, so now if that same command were chosen, which is pretty unlikely, but we would see multiple commands come up because it's going to work now. Okay, so here we deleted a neighbor from the BGP group. That's kind of the exact perfect kind of thing to troubleshoot. So let's do a ping of all the routers. Okay, but now when we go on router A, we will see a neighbor shipped down. I'm going to do a show BGP summary. Oops, actually, we don't see a neighbor shipped down. We see, oh, there's 5 routers, but there's only 4 statements. So So we can see, yep, there's a missing complete statement here. If I do a show int descriptions, well, I've only got 2, but this is kind of more difficult than I thought to determine, because I don't know which IP belongs to which router. I mean, I can kind of figure it out by doing a trace route, because I can tell how many hops they are. So trace route on this. So this is going to be 2 hops away. So let's check the other 2. Okay, so that one's only 1 hop away. So let's see this one. All right, so we know that we're missing one that is 1 hop away. So let's do a show route on this. Okay, so we're learning this one via 001 is the best route. So let's do so it's going to be 000. So it's going to be router B is the one that had the modification on it. Okay, so let's do a show BGP summary on router B. And we can see, yep, it's inactive because on router A, the BGP neighbor statement for it was deleted using our random script. So let's fix that. But of course, we're going to need to fix it on router A. And we can fix it just by a rollback. I'm going to want to end this video real soon. And hopefully I have enough space on my hard drive to save it. It's been an issue before. I'm actually pretty worried about that. But if I do rollback 0, show pipe compare, there it is. Sure enough, that's the one that had a deletion on it. So if we do a show BGP summary from here, now we've got 4 neighbors instead of 3. And if we go back to router B and do a show BGP summary, now our neighborship takes a while sometimes. Aha, there we go. Now our neighborship is up. So yeah, I think it's a really nifty tool. I'm going to probably save this whole thing in the video. Let's comment out this line now that we know that it is going to work. Well, let's actually run it one more time without that line commented out, because we want to see what's going to happen if it isn't able to delete a line of configuration. We want to see if that mechanism is going to be there. Oops, and it looks like I shut down the Docker guest, so I've got to add all my IP addressing back in. But luckily, that's not too difficult. Okay, so we're good to go again to run the script. Let's do that. Oops, so we've got to activate the virtual environments. Okay, so hopefully we can see that functionality where if it's unable to delete something, it'll try again. Oh, but it looks like, unfortunately, it picked a really good one again this time. Okay, but this one will be really obvious to fix because we'll just have a device that does not have SSH on it. So let's just go through A, B, C, D, and E again. Okay, so it's definitely not A. Definitely not B. Not C. Not D. Aha, but we can see it is E. We've got the connection refuse. So we're going to need to go in through console and roll that back. And then I'll try it one more time with that print statement still there so that we can see if that functionality is working. Okay, so E is good to go again. So let's run the script one more time with the print statement giving away the correct answer. So this is one where I think it will need to try again. Nope. Okay, so show system, login. Oh, sorry, show configuration, system login, type display set. Okay, let's go and do this on all of the routers. Oops. All right, so let's go to router A first and do that command. So we still got the user ID. Let's go to router B. Still got the user ID, router C. Still got it, router D. Got it, so router E. Okay, so we've got it on router E as well. Let's see what happens if I delete it. Okay, so I think if you delete it, I think it was actually changed on router D. Let's do a show configuration rollback or show rollback compare 1.0. Show system rollback compare 1.0. Okay, so now let's do 2.1, 3.1, Okay, so I think you can have just if you delete the UID, as you can see was done, I think it just recreates it for you. So it's perfectly valid to delete the UID, no problem at all. It'll just give you a new one. So it's kind of a lame one. Let's do it one more time. Hopefully it will retry this time. So you can just verify that the retry mechanism works. But I think no matter what happens, I'll take that printout and then I'll do one more of trying to troubleshoot what went wrong, but this time without the print statement. That makes it a bit too easy. Okay, so again, we got one that isn't going to demo the features. But at least in this case, it was, yeah, it was the first one, router A in this case. So show system rollback, compare 1.0. Oh, actually, it wasn't router A. Let's figure out which router it was. So it wasn't router B either. Okay, so it was router C. Let's roll that back. Okay, so we'll do just one more regular with the print statement and then one more without, and then I'll be done. And no matter what happens with the print statements, that will be fine. Okay, this one will be really easy to troubleshoot because this will result in not being able to ping. Okay, so right away we know that it is router A because we're not able to ping it. So let's console into router A. We'll do a show system rollback, compare 1.0, and sure enough, that is the problem. Rollback 1, commit and quit. Okay, so now let's comment out this line, makes it too easy. And then we'll do one more example, but this one we don't have the clue there. Okay, so let's just wait for this to finish, and then we won't have any sort of clue, so we'll just need to do some straight up troubleshooting. Okay, so let's just start by pinging everything. No problems there. No problems there. No problems there. No problems there. Oops, sorry, ping that one. Okay, nothing there. So now let's SSH to A because that's the more central router. Be easier to see what's going on with the other ones, and let's do a show BGP summary. So we should have 4 connections. There might be one that is missing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we've got 4 connections. They're all in active state. Okay, so I would say everything looks good on router A, and that the issue is not on router A. So let's do a show system rollback compare 1.0. And yep, it looks like the issue is not on router A. That was from before when the loopback was deleted. So I'd say it's time to check router B. Okay, and already I don't think the issue is on router B. I don't see anything leaping out to me at the moment. So I think I'm willing to, it might have been the UID because I see this is at 200 now. So nope, the issue is not router B. That was from before. Okay, so let's check router C. Okay, I can see the description is still there. Everything looks good to go. It's still a passive interface. Yeah, I don't see anything missing from router C. So let's check the rollback. Yep, so it wasn't router C. Check router D. Aha, so I think I found it. It is, the description was deleted from GE000. So let's check the answer. That was it. So I'll roll that back to fix it. All right, and that concludes the video. So you can see kind of how powerful that tool is. Unfortunately, not everything will be them just deleting stuff. There's going to be more sophisticated things from this, just that. But I will make this script public for anyone who wants to use it themselves just by posting it, probably just as a in the description here. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully I don't lose it. It might be too long to save, but yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.